wouldn't even think that from Selectman Young, because Selectman Young has repeatedly given me a score of 60 on my evaluations and failed to turn both of them in. So I already know that he doesn't support me, and he hasn't. So I don't need to ask him why. But I'm very confused as to why David would, especially throughout the course of the time that I've served under David, that he's never had anything but good to say about what I do. So maybe, David, you could tell me why.
I have no comment. I just don't think this town's moving in the right direction, and I'm just sick of hearing from everybody. And I've been on this board for 2 years, and it's been hell. And there's a common denominator, and that's all I'm going to say. I've not seen anything like it. That's it.
And I would like also to let you know that terminating me without cause will buy out. You have to pay my contract out according to these terms. Are you aware of that?
Yep.
And do you know how much that is?
It's this paragraph right here, termination conditions and pay paragraph, right?
Do you know the dollar amount that you'll issue me a check for?
I'm sure we could use a calculator and figure it out.
Do you have any idea how much it is?
If I was going to make this a decision based on economics, that's what I would have said.
It'll be approximately $40,000, just so you know.
Okay.
Sharon, you well, David, you said it right. It is a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs that this town has got to the point where it's at. And Troy, I don't know if your campaigning was all about this whole agenda here, but I'm pretty sad and sorry that that's what it was all about. I've lived in this town, this area all my life, and I think that this town is run really well. And do I think it has its problem like any town? Sure it does. Do I think it can be better? Sure it does. Do you take a solid manager of a town government and just arbitrarily, because, and I will use a group of people within this town who think that if it doesn't necessarily go according to how they like things to go, then we're going to do every effort that we can to disrupt that and make a change. And if you're going to make change, make it for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons, just because you're going to make somebody feel better about that they got the word change in their day moving forward. I mean, this is totally the wrong direction to go for this town. And and one would say, well, if you don't like it, Harry, get off the board. Well, I can tell you, no matter what the outcome is, I'm not going anyplace, and I'm going to stay here and represent the people that I feel that there's a good operation here and that feel that there's a good government. And David, if you're going to take your position, or whatever that is, I guess I kind of feel sorry for you too. But I've never seen anything like this. The financial picture here to pay a competent person to get done, and then we're going to spend more money to rehire, because this town needs a town manager. That says a lot about the attitude and the outlook of what's going on here. And people ought to be outraged in this town to think that all of a sudden we've gone through a budget process, we've gone through evaluation, we've had 4 of us give the town manager a good to excellent evaluation, and then all of a sudden with the new appointment and the new day, if you will, we're going to do away with a town manager that has proven to be extremely good. I'm sorry, I just, where you're going is taking this town in the wrong direction, and I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I agree with what you're saying, Skip, but this is absolutely the wrong direction to be going, and if change is needed, then it's better to correct the deficiencies that we have instead of not knowing what you're going to get if you go out and try to find somebody else. It could be in a worse situation than we've got now, and it's I don't know. I'm certainly not going to go away. I see support for our position and our manager, and I thank you people for that support. And I think if this were put to a town-wide vote, that there would be a majority support.
Mr. Chairman, if I will also say that I will, knowing what is transitioning here, and knowing what has happened since the evaluation process at town meeting, and especially attempting to dismiss somebody without cause, if the attorney that may or may not represent the current town manager or the ex-town manager, I will make sure that I know and the attorney knows who may represent her in the liable suit here that I agree that there was no just cause, and I will do whatever I need to do as the representative of this town to make sure that message goes across. So that may cost the town some more money to do that, to defend that case. So just think about, does your emotions justify the money that the taxpayers in this town are going to be spending just because somebody thinks that she's not doing a good job? It's unbelievable.